All right, in this video I'm going to go over the air management I got in the C1500 with the Camaro IRS with the RideTech rear airbags. This same setup will also work if you have tow bags and you're tired of the airlift systems. Like I said, they've just failed so much. So let's get inside the truck. I'll show you what we got. Focus, here we go. So here we have our air gauge. That's to inflate and that's to deflate each bag. We'll go ahead and turn the truck on, show you how it works. So there you can see we got 53 pounds in one bag, 50 pounds in the other bag. These buttons here are what's going to go to each solenoid. So that one drops to the left, that one drops to the right. And to deflate, hit that button and hold it till you get whatever PSI you want. And then you stop. Now if your truck maybe is a little bit crooked, like this truck likes to ride, I believe it is left side high, I usually ride about 5 pounds of air less in the left. And it usually is pretty level. And then if you go too much, just go up a little bit. The bag with the lowest pressure is going to go up first. And then they'll go up together once they equalize. So I mean, that's pretty much it up top. There's nothing much, but at least you could see the setup. Now the only, I guess, downfall with this setup would be that you do need space to mount the gauge and the 3 buttons. So I mean, the wireless air from Airlift, that is an advantage. You don't have to mount anything anywhere, but this always works. My wireless air is incredibly finicky. So we'll go on the bottom of the truck. I'll show you what we got down there, and I'll take some video on the side of airing out how long it takes, and then airing up real time how long it takes. All right, so here we're on the bottom of the truck. This is pretty much all the valve body and the sensors. Here you can see our feed to the compressor, and that's an Air Max 580, which is the same compressor I got on the dually. That works pretty good. The dually does have an air tank. Those are really big bags, so those take quite a bit to fill up. This does not. So it's straight from the compressor into the airbags. These airbags are pretty small, and that is a pretty big compressor. So it does fill them up pretty fast, much faster than any airlift pump. So I'll go over real quick what we got here. We got our line coming in from the compressor. That has a check valve, so air can't go back out that way. You're gonna come in here to a T-block, and all our T-blocks are 3 females with 1 male, all 3 of them. So on this side, we got a reducer, and that's going to go from the size of the compressor down to our T. On the other side of this T, we go to a Schrader valve in case we ever have a compressor failure. We can manually inflate the bags right there. You always want to have a plan B. And then connecting these T's and these T's, these are check valves inside. That is how you're going to be able to regulate your pressures from side to side. If you don't want side to side regulation, you could just put a regular straight through couplings on these and just 1 dump valve, and then you don't need a 4T. But I highly recommend keeping it to where you could adjust each side, because especially this truck, I think I run like 5 pounds higher on one side to keep it level. And same thing with the dually. I'm not sure what that's all about, but anyway, so on the front of it, you're gonna have your sensors, and you're gonna have to get adapter or reducers from 1/4 to 1/8, because these sensors are 1/8. And then the sensors have really nice small wire that goes to the gauges. And then on the other side of that, you're gonna have each bag, left and right bag. And then on the end of that T, you got your dump valves, and then you just have to wire in your wiring. All my grounds are connected right to the chassis. And then it's just the red and black wire that goes into the other 2 buttons. And those are what feeds the power to the solenoids. These solenoids don't draw that much, so I don't have to have a relay on them. So it's straight to that button. And honestly, it's not like you're holding this for a long time. These solenoids are pretty large. So I mean, I could air out the truck from 60 pounds to 10, which is pretty much on the bump stops, in about 3 or 4 seconds. I'll show you a video of that. And then it's pretty simple. It just goes right to the air ride airbag, and those are from RideTech. the strut bags in the back. So that's pretty much it on the bottom. Much simpler than any kind of tow setup you could buy. And all the airlift options, I've probably gone through all of them, and they all have their downfalls. Either the modules suck and don't have connection issues. On that truck, I went through the first gen wireless air. I have the second gen wireless air, which is much better, but still does have its issues. And on my last single cab, I did the complete manual gauge and buttons and all that, and I hated that I had to run all the airlines all the way back into the cab and then all the way back out to the bags. So this is definitely a lot more simpler, and it's a lot cheaper. I'll link all these parts in the description. I bought probably everything on Amazon, and I had a couple of these fittings already from the dually build. But this setup is definitely where it's at, and it's faster and it's cheaper, and you get a much bigger compressor. All right, so here we are at ride height. Let me drop it, and then I'll inflate it back up. Pretty much it gonna be for this video of the air management and air suspension on the C1500. If you'd like to see more videos, I'm gonna be dropping the exhaust video of the truck compared to the Camaro today, and probably tomorrow I'll work on getting the overall truck video. So stay tuned. I also got some videos of the front brakes and a bunch of the other stuff I did to the truck. So check out the channel, and if you have any questions, drop them down in the comments.